She wasn't cruel or broken. She was magnetic, the kind of woman who stopped a room just by stepping into it. Men vied for her glance, artists immortalized her in paint, poets poured their hearts into verses for her, psychologists probed her depths, yet all left baffled and empty. She loved with a wild, fierce intensity, then vanished without a trace, no warning, no goodbye, just silence. It wasn't that she rejected love, no one ever unlocked the part of her that made it endure. One man brought her flowers daily for a year. She disappeared. Another offered her the world, a Tuscan villa, a Parisian ring, eternal devotion, and she left him the morning after his proposal. The last man said, "You're everything I've ever wanted." And she replied, "Then you never truly saw me." They called her impossible to please, but they were mistaken. She was waiting for something no man had the strength or audacity to offer. Until Freud.
He studied women like her, not the ones who settled, but the ones who lingered in men's minds, shattering them without a backward glance. In his most controversial, buried work, he claimed to uncover why some women push love away, why they crave conflict, test men, stay drawn to danger, and grow restless in calm. They reject the man who gives everything and fixate on the one who offers almost nothing. It wasn't cruelty or chaos. It was a psychological pattern so unsettling, so forbidden it was hidden for decades. Freud didn't just find a theory, he found a code explaining why some women stay forever while others slip away, even when they claim to love you. This isn't about manipulation. It's about seeing what most men miss until it's too late. You don't lose her because you're not enough. You lose her because you never awakened what lies dormant within her. Freud did. You've been told she wants safety, stability, kindness, a man who's present, attentive, drama.
That's the myth. Look at her actions, not her words. Why does she cling to the man who vanishes for days but ignore the one who texts back instantly? Why does she spark for the distant artist yet drift from the man who plans her every moment? Comfort doesn't stir her. Chaos does. Freud, in his suppressed writings on the female unconscious, wrote, "What she desires is not harmony, but heat." He believed female attraction isn't rational. It's rooted in tension, not cruelty, but friction. The sense that something's at stake, something wild, ungraspable that makes her feel alive. In 1896, a Viennese duchess left her wealthy, devoted husband for a thief from the city's underbelly. When asked why, she said, "With my husband, I was preserved. With him, I am consumed." Freud recorded this not as madness, but as evidence of a deeper truth. The female mind doesn't seek preservation, it craves being stirred. This isn't new, it's ancient. Helen of Troy, Cleopatra, Marilyn Monroe, they weren't drawn to peace, but to fire.
A 2012 University of Texas study found women are 52% more likely to pursue a man with controlled unpredictability, unreadable, not cruel. Why? Unpredictability triggers dopamine like gambling does. In the emotional casino of attraction, the man who can't be pinned down is unforgettable. A Journal of Neuroscience study showed anticipation of reward outshines the reward itself. Your constant attention loses value. Given unexpectedly, it's psychological adrenaline. The man who texts "good morning" daily fades. The one who texts out of the blue at midnight burns into her system. It's not logical or fair, it's real. The female unconscious responds to pressure, not perfection. To polarity, not consistency. The pull of opposites, soft with shop, kind with unknowable. She's not toxic, she's seeking something real. Safety alone feels like numbness. This doesn't mean being unstable, it means breaking predictability. Men lose not because they're lacking, but because they're too available, too predictable, too smooth, too soon. She doesn't crave the man who brings peace, but the one who disrupts it just enough to quicken her pulse. Freud whispered this truth a century ago, too primal for the narratives we wanted.
He saw she's not chasing comfort, but the chaos that makes her feel alive. In his private journals, Freud hid a term he never published, the shadow circuit. He believed female unconscious operates like an electric current, testing a man's emotional strength through friction, withdrawal, silence. She's not cruel, she's probing your resilience. Freud noted women who left lasting impacts shared a trait. They tested men, some unconsciously, some with precision. He likened them to myths, Cleopatra who conquered through emotional warfare, Marilyn Monroe whose unpredictability hypnotized, Salome who danced for a king and demanded a prophet's head. Each applied psychological pressure to reveal strength. Today, these tests are subtler. She sparks a fight to see your response, withdraws affection to test your pursuit, ignores your message to gauge your confidence. Most men fail by taking it personally, pleading or panicking, confirming her fear, your strength was superficial. She creates chaos not to punish but to find someone unshaken by it.
The man who gives everything without contrast becomes noise. The one who balances presence with absence becomes an addiction. This isn't manipulation. It's biology. But goal isn't to confuse her, but to create emotional contrast. Be fully present, engaged, eye contact, deep listening, but let her miss you.
Let silence stretch, curiosity grow. Don't always respond instantly or initiate plans. Let her lean in. This creates a rhythm her nervous system remembers, not flat consistency, but waves that crash stronger after pulling back. Neuroscience calls it the anticipatory cycle. The more she wonders, the more she values. Imagination outpowers information. Freud framed this as the psychology of attention. Once you realize her addiction is to the emotional rhythm you create, you stop trying to win her and start moving her. She doesn't want everything at once. She wants surprise, uncertainty about what's next. The unforgettable man awakens something no one else could reach.
Passing her test means holding your ground in her silence, responding without reacting, being her anchor, not her mirror. Most men think relationships are about being agreeable, gentle, predictable. They miss the shadow layer. The unconscious female mind isn't asking, is he nice, but can he hold me when I can't hold myself? Not fixing her, but standing firm in her storms. Freud called this the unseen architecture of seduction, remaining rooted when she tries to unbalance you. She tests not to push you away, but to see if you're worth drawing closer to. Freud treated an opera singer whose voice stopped time. Men wrote sonnets, royalty adored her, yet she left it all for a penniless poet who vanished for weeks without apology. Why? When he's near, I feel alive. When he's gone, I feel hollow. Freud called it intermittent reinforcement, not love. The brain craves unpredictability, like a slot machine's random rewards. A 2014 Harvard study confirmed this. Unpredictable rewards fire the brain's reward system stronger than consistent ones.
Freud hinted, Jung developed, and Esther Perel confirmed. The deepest attraction isn't what you have, but what you uncover in her. In 1909, Freud studied a sculptor, average-looking, abrasive, distant, yet brilliant women left everything for him. Why? He didn't possess them, he reshaped them. One woman said, with others I was admired, with him I evolved. He saw her potential, not her beauty, challenging her to become more. Modern psychology calls this self-expansion. A 2018 study found people crave partners who make them feel more alive, dynamic. Women seek men who disrupt their story, not keep it safe. Most men reflect what she knows, her beauty, kindness. It's forgettable. The rare man reflects her unrealized self, speaking to her ambition, sharpness, creativity. He doesn't worship her, he summons her. Instead of saying, you're talented, say, you're hiding what you really want. Instead of you're beautiful, say, you use beauty as armor. What are you protecting? Challenge your limitations with precision, creating friction that burns away her old self. She thinks bigger, dreams louder, feels more alive. These men seduce not with words, but with identity transformation.
Once she associates you with her evolution, she can't let you go. Freud's final discovery wasn't about dreams or desire, but memory, psychosexual imprinting. Under intense emotional conditions, a person becomes a biological signature in her nervous system. A 2016 Yale study found relationships with early emotional turmoil create stronger attachment. The brain justifies intensity, assuming it's vital because it costs something. This isn't about toxicity, but creating sharp emotional contrast. Spontaneous adventures, honest conversations, unexpected silence, moments that disrupt her comforts sacredly. The man who only brings pleasure fades. The one who takes her through laughter, fear, and awe becomes a myth. Every woman writes a story of who she's becoming. Don't be her comfort, be her catalyst. Push her where others didn't dare. See her uniquely. Call out the version of her that terrifies and excites her. Once she links you with her evolution, you're not just a man, you're a symbol. And symbols never fade. Most men try to win her. The rare ones change her. Not with promises or perfection, but by shattering who she thought she was and revealing who she could be. Be the story, the transformation, the man who made her feel no one else existed. It's not love that binds her, it's the imprint you leave on her soul.